Hello there and welcome to the Card Grotto. Today I've got the pleasure of guest designing for Sunny Studio and I'm going to be creating a cute little card with this stamp set here. This is the Gleeful Reindeer set, which is absolutely adorable. So I'm inking up the reindeer here with some Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and this is the first time that I've inked up these stamps. So I'm stamping them twice just to make sure that I get the best impression that I can. Ideally I could have sort of stamped them off a couple of times first, but actually they stamped out really well the first time. There's just a couple of little gaps in the black stamping, and I can just go back with a pen just to fill in those little gaps. I didn't think there was anything too problematic with that, but usually you have to kind of season your stamps a little bit. So I'm just stamping out those reindeer there and then the presents, and I'm going to colour them in with my Copic markers. I'm not doing anything fancy, so I've just sped this up quite a bit. I'm going in with my darkest colour first. This is E59, and I'm just placing that where I want the darkest shades to be on my reindeer. And then I'm going to go in with the E57 and I'm just going to blend that out and move the colour sort of slightly more in towards the image. And then I'm going in with my lightest shade, which is E55, and I'm just going to blend that all out. There is quite a gap between the E57 and the E55, so I'm just going over it a few different times just to get the blend that I want. And then for the lighter shades, I'm going to go in with a little bit of the E55, and then I'm going to go in with E53 and then E50, just to blend that out. And then I completely forgot his ears, so I'm going in with a little bit of R12 for the actual inside of the ears, and then just the same colours for the outside. And then for the antlers, I wanted those a little bit darker, so I'm going in with E49 and then the E57. And then for the scarf, I'm using some red shades, and I'm going in with R89 first, then R37 and then R27. And I do like that combination. So here's my Copic multi-liner. I'm just going around the edges for any little gaps, and then I forgot his nose, so I'm just adding that in with the reds as well. And then I did colour in the rest of the images exactly the same way that I did. I will have all of the colours listed over on my blog. So here I've got the matching dies, and I'm just cutting them apart with some wire snips, and then I'm using some micropore tape just to keep those in place while I run it through my Cuttlebug. Here I've got a piece of white cardstock that I've cut slightly smaller than an A2 sized card base, and then I've also got a piece of mask paper here that I've cut to the exact same size, and I've used a circle die to cut a window out of that because I want to do a little bit of ink blending inside, but I want to preserve the rest of the cardstock to be white. So I'm just placing that over the card panel, making sure that it's stuck down really well. And then I've also cut a kind of a snowbank using a die as well, also from mask paper. And I'm just going to place that at the bottom to kind of look like snow. So just sticking that down really well. And then I'm going to ink inside with some distress ink. So I'm going in with my first colour here, which is Broken China. And I want it to be lightest at the bottom and then darkest at the top. So I'm just going in with circular motions at the bottom, just inking up that piece there at the bottom. And I am kind of dabbing off each time that I go into the ink pad, just to make sure that I get a nice smooth blend. And then I'm going in with the chipped sapphire colour, and the foam tool, you know, the actual foam on the top of the tool, is brand new and I haven't used it before, and as you can see I really didn't get a very good blend. It was really very dry. I found that recently with the newer foams that you kind of need to have them seasoned and kind of full of ink before they blend very well. So yeah, as you can see here, I really didn't get a very good blend at all. Thankfully my card's not ruined because I'm going in with darker colours at the bottom, like over the top. but I did kind of want a bit of a better blend between the broken china and the seedless preserves that I'm adding next, but never mind. So I'm going in with that seedless preserves, and as you can see, this foam is very well seasoned. I actually had tons of ink on it. I didn't even have to kind of pounce it into the ink pad at all. There was enough on the actual foam itself. So I'm going in again with the broken china just to see if I can get a bit of a better blend between the broken china and the seedless preserves. And then I'm going in with black soot, and I'm just adding that right at the top just to get a little bit of extra darkness up there. And I'm adding a very, very small amount there. And then again, I'm going to go in with that broken china again and just do the best that I can to sort of blend the colours together. And as it turned out, I actually quite liked how it turned out, even though that it wasn't quite how I had planned in my head. So I'm just removing that mask paper there. And as you can see, I'm kind of left with sort of a semicircle, a bit like a snow globe, which is really nice. So here I've stamped on the sentiment. I do apologise that I didn't catch it on camera, but I used my mini Misty, and the sentiment here is from the Gleeful Reindeer set as well. And I'm just adding in some white dots to kind of look like snow, just making some a little bit bigger than others with my Jelly Roll pen here. And then I've got an A2 sized white card base, and I've added some foam sheet onto the back of that panel, and then I'm just popping that down onto the card base. And here I've got my little reindeer and the presents, and I'm going to add some foam tape onto the back of those. I'm going to use some 3M foam tape, and I can just cut those little bits down to size. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of tape runner onto the back of the presents. And then I can just kind of place them down so I know where I want them to be. And then I'm going to use some tweezers just to pop those presents in place. And then I can remove the backings off of the reindeer here, off the foam pads. I use tweezers, I just find it helpful. And then I can place the reindeer down. These reindeer are just so cute, absolutely adorable set. So just placing those down. And then for the extra one that I coloured, I'm going to pop that on the inside. So I'm just using a little bit of tape runner there. Just thought it'd be quite nice added on the inside of the card. Now I've got some Christmas red stickles, and I'm just adding that onto the noses of the reindeer. Now I know there can't be two Rudolphs with red noses, but I'm using a little bit of artistic license because I actually quite like them having red noses. And then I'm going to go in with my Wink of Stella clear pen. I'm just adding a little bit of glitter there onto the presents. And then I'm just going to go back with that white gel pen. I'm just going to add a little bit of white onto those little spots on the back of the reindeer. And that's the card finished for today. I'll have links to all of the products that I used in the description bar on YouTube and also on my blog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.